Welcome to investRand, where we take the guesswork out of property investing. Like I always say, this is a channel for successful property investors and future successful property investors. In this video today, we are going to be talking about how do you get NSFAS ready for the year of 2025. Of course, this video is a timeless video because it's going to apply anytime that you want to get NSFAS ready for your property. And what I mean by NSFAS ready is that how do you make sure that your property is accredited with NSFAS in the upcoming year? And that's what we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be going on a journey speaking to one of our expert service providers who've been in property manager for 15 years and helping many investors when it comes to NSFAS accreditation. And we're going to be asking him some of the common questions because there's a big mistake many investors make, which is missing the NSFAS window. Meaning that there's a window where you have to apply to NSFAS to get your property accredited. Many investors miss this window and they miss out on thousands of revenue in terms of rental income in the upcoming year. So if you want to make sure that you are not having an empty property next year, students are all taken, and you're not getting the good cash flow that is coming from NSFAS students, make sure that you watch this video until the end.
I've been managing properties for the last 15 years. We formulated a company that's called Budget Beds. It's a company that started as a family business where we had purchased various properties in the area, and we realized the need for student accommodation at the time. And we started off very small where we actually offered student accommodation, and then eventually we moved into your whole NSFAS accommodation and requirements. And that is how I sort of gained experience in terms of what are the expectations, how to apply for NSFAS, and how to actually manage the houses.
As this video is a video that is going to be full of actionable steps you can take right now to get your property accredited, one of the main questions we get is, what document do I require in order for me to get my property NSFAS accredited? And we're speaking to Shenaaz Randles, who's a property manager, a service provider that is vetted by investRand and has been working with property owners to get them accredited for NSFAS on their properties for many years. And this is what she said when she was asked this question about documents.
So your very important documents, obviously your BE certificates, if it's necessary. You've got your company registration if the person has registered their company, or the name of the company of the housing. And then of course your proof of address, your ID document, and then of course your building plans, very important because they need the blueprints with regards to the building plans. And then also, I'm just going to stop a little bit there because sometimes when people purchase their properties, they do get the building plans, and then when I go out and I go and have a look at the property, the building plans are not in accordance to what the actual house is, because sometimes renovations were done and then obviously new building plans were not obviously drafted. So it is the responsibility of the purchaser to make absolutely sure once they purchase the property that the building plans are in accordance, because when we apply for NSFAS and you say you've got 8 rooms or you've got 10 rooms available, and in actual fact you only maybe have 5 or 5 spaces. So all of those little things just need to be in order. So your building plans must be your blueprint, and very important that it must be accurate. And then of course the proof of ownership, that is obviously vital. Your landlords or your people involved with NSFAS sort of release the property, or sometimes during the process of where ownership is going to take place, where they sort of release, so that document and these important addendums need to be added in terms of what is expected in terms of the purchaser and then the owner, because sometimes that transition stage is very important because yes, it's still the property belongs to the owner, right? And then the purchaser who's coming into it is sort of taking over, and maybe they're just going to have like occupational rent, because sometimes people want to start renovating or start taking over the property. So that particular document there, very important, the lease agreement between the purchaser and the seller, right, in that interim period. And then of course your zoning certificate, also very important. This document must be in order. And then you have your bank statements, your proof of address, all those kind of things that's necessary to be loaded onto the portal. Your electrical compliance certificate, also very important. And then something that I think your new owners don't really look at is your plumbing systems, your sewage systems, just to make absolutely certain that that is in order. Yes, we always look at the electrical compliance certificate, but people always do forget in terms of their whole, sewage systems on the property, because a lot of added rules have taken place. And then, of course, your proxy documents, depending if it's necessary. And then very important is your tax clearance certificate. So your documents with regards to SARS definitely has to be in order. So that document must definitely be 100% in order. And then you have your other certificates, like your fire certificate. Your property needs to be absolutely, you got to make sure that you've got your first aid kits, you've got your fire hydrants, and you have got a certificate to indicate that all of those aspects have been or is on your property. And then you also have pest control, something people don't really look at, but it's something that NSFAS does require. So you might have your clearance in terms of pest control, because in a lot of your student accommodation, your cockroaches are a problem, rat infestation is a problem, mold infestation is a problem. So there are a lot of other little aspects with regards to safety that's also important. So that falls under your safety aspect when it comes to NSFAS. And I think your bank statements, sometimes that is also important, must have that at hand. And then you also need your municipal, certificates, your water and lines certificate, that you need to hand in as part of your proof. So in all, you're basically looking at close to between 8 and 10 documents that's required. So those are the most important ones that has to mentioned.
I hope this brings clarity on the documentation you need in order for you to get your property NSFAS accredited. Of course, many investors get frustrated with this process because they're not sure, and NSFAS has also made it easy for investors. But one of the questions that we get, which is a tricky one, is that you can buy your property at any time of the year. So if your property is currently going through a transfer process, can you still apply for NSFAS? And let's hear what Shenaaz Randles had to say about this.
So you need to obviously have a legal document that you need to put in place.
Okay.
Because what would happen is your seller will have to still be part of the whole NSFAS process, because the seller will have to still be receiving the money, and an arrangement and agreement must be made that the monies must be transferred over to the new owner. Then obviously your seller is obviously going to be concerned, and the seller is going to say, well, there's going to be a tax implication, there's going to be bank charges, all of those kind of things. But in that legal document, those are the little aspects that you do touch on. And then you owner will just have to wait until that window period happens, starts for applications to take place, and then all the necessary documents need to also, sort of be ready. So I think very important, your communication between your seller and the new owner will have to be in place, and then obviously be tied up in a legal document to ensure that when monies are released into the seller's account, the seller will release the money into the new owner's account, and then obviously minus whatever charges is relevant. And then the seller will also have to obviously get into contact with SARS and notify them that, even though X amount is coming into my account, because remember now, it's almost like an excess of 50,000 times maybe 10 students, and then obviously there is a tax implication there. So then your seller, obviously through a letter, notifies SARS that this is happening, so that the seller is not taxed.
I hope this video provides you with the information you need and actionable steps so you don't miss out on the rental income in the year of 2025 when it comes to your NSFAS properties. And by the way, we've attached a link to an article that is very detailed step by step. You just open this article, put it on a second screen if you're somebody who uses two screens, and then you can be able to go through each step and get your property accredited. And also, if you're somebody who want to get somebody to help you with this process because you're busy, you can also go through an article. It'll help you on how to get a NSFAS specialist like Shenaaz Randles to help you in this process. But otherwise, I hope you got value out of this video. And if you haven't, make sure that you like and you subscribe to this channel so we can help you make informed decisions when it comes to property investing, because it's our mission. Our mission is to take the guesswork out of property investing for everyday South Africans and investors such as yourself who take property investing seriously and they want to build wealth for themselves and their family through property investing. I'll see you on the next video.